Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, the Aegis Avenger Titan. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review. Today, the Avenger Titan by Aegis. This is a starter ship, but one of the more powerful, if not the most powerful starter ship you can buy for under $100, which is actually really awesome. Now, that's not to say there isn't other starter ships that do more than this, because there is. But, you know, it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for combat, this is a great pick. If you're looking for cargo, you got better options. But let's go ahead and take a look at this ship here. Now, before I get started, I just want to say you guys are awesome in chat. Usually I'll say hello. And yes, my in-game name is a little bit different than my name on here. But usually I say hello, you guys say hi back, and that's just fantastic. I love it. And yes, I know these videos, 10 minutes more or less. Well, let's just say that 10-minute mark doesn't start until I give you that first stat, which is the price of the ship. Otherwise, everything before that, it doesn't count. Or it is, more or less. Now, taking a look, this ship is $60 if you were to buy it standalone on the webpage, or if you buy it in the game pack, it is $75, or if you buy it in game, it is $1,358,280 aUEC. Now, this ship does have quite a bit of power going for it, and that's one of the reasons why it's favorited among many people in Star Citizen. This ship outputs 1,414 damage per second, due to that size 4 Revenant ballistic Gatling gun at the nose of the ship, as well as one size 3 Omsky 4 or Omsky 9 laser cannon on each side of the ship as well. So there's 2 of those Omskys, 1 Revenant ballistic Gatling gun. This thing packs a punch. It's a forward-facing machine, and that is just pretty insane. And then you also have 4 size 2 Ignite 2 missiles, which is nice. You know, only 4 of them, but there had to be a little bit of a difference there, right? It can't be packed with 20 missiles as well as, you know, this massive gun firepower. So understandable. And talking about that, this ship, it kind of got a little bit of a, I guess you could say, balance pass or nerf, or however you want to look at it, because about 7 months ago, this ship outputted about 1,900 damage per second. So it is down to 1,400. A little bit of a drop right there. Not terrible. Still outputting probably some of the best damage per second for a starter ship in the game, which is fantastic. And then, you know, if you take a hit, you're doing okay, right? You have 2 size 1 shield generators outputting 3,700 bubble shield, which is pretty decent, you know, in the starter category. That's typical. So I enjoy that. And there's a lot of starter ships that only have 1,500. So you definitely can't complain about having 3,700. But then you have 11,900 ship HP. So you got to wonder, how quick does this ship go down? Well, it's just like any other starter ship, right? You got a low amount of HP, and then you got wings and everything. So if you're not careful, you'll get hit pretty hard, and then you'll lose control of your ship, and it's just game over from there. So that's something to consider. But that health pool is higher than quite a few starter ships, so I'm not going to hit it for that. You know, it was kind of a toss-up for me. Sometimes I hit it for it because the health pool is so spread out onto these wings and stuff that it's just insane. And then sometimes it's not. In this case, it's kind of in between. So to you, it might be a negative. To me, it's kind of back and forth. It just depends. Now, taking a look at the ship's speed, it does have 260 SCM as a top speed with a 610 forward boost and a 280 backwards boost with a top nav speed of 1,425. I will say that is one of the fastest starter ships in the game right now. One of, not the fastest, because there are other starter ships with that same exact speed, but it is fantastic, especially when you're outputting that much damage. You are just a force to be reckoned with. Now, your pitch y'all roll for your maneuverability is definitely not terrible, sitting at a 53, 49, 180. It's not as bad as like something like the Sulin sitting at that 42, 42, right? But it's still, you know, it's not far off. So it's a little floaty, but it's not 100% like terrible. And then you're looking at your fuel count. You have 9 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 1.1 SCU of quantum fuel. I'm sorry, but the fuel amounts on these starter ships are definitely nothing to write home about. It's honestly too bad. The Sulin had 40 SCU of hydrogen, which is great. You know, you can explore planets for a little bit longer without having to worry about refueling that. But then again, you go to a station or a stopping point quite a bit of times that you really don't even have to worry about the fuel count anyways. But bringing a ship like this into Pyro can get kind of dangerous having that limited amount of quantum fuel. So that's something to think about. Otherwise, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of this ship. First, I'm going to go ahead and show you really quick. There's nothing on the exterior that has its components or gold standard because this ship doesn't have it. And you're going to see that very, very much so on the interior. And if you go up to the ladder here, there is 2 entrances. You got the rear entrance at the back there, which is a ramp. And then you also have the side entrance here where you can go into the ship and you have no access to your internal storage. This ship is supposed to have an internal storage, but you have no access to it. So something to consider there. Let's make our way to the back of the ship and I'll show you one more stat that has to be said. You can fit small vehicles back here, which is really nice. There's only a few starters that can do that, but this one can. The only starter that can carry a big enough vehicle like a rock is the Nomad, but this can carry some smaller ones like a Pulse and other things like that, which is pretty nice. It's always nice to be able to bring a vehicle. Otherwise, you do carry up to 8 SCU on this cargo grid here, so you can put 8 boxes back here. Once you do that, you will no longer have access to this entryway. You will have to go around to the front to enter your ship, which, you know, whatever. You're still transporting 8 SCU. There is no components back here where they would typically be. No pass in any regard. So it is a little bit behind the times compared to a lot of your newer starters, but it will get its update. And then you do have your packs of cocaine. So whenever you do get bored, you can just grab one of those, have a little bit of fun. Then you make your way into the living area here. You do have your nice comfy bed, much better bed than an Origin ship, that's for sure. And you have some more, there's a couple components right here, I guess, 2 of the shield generators, but that's pretty much it. And then you do have a fire extinguisher, which is nice, they'd added that. And then you have like your living area where there would be, I think, a fridge and some other things here, but we'll see what happens when they take a bigger look at this ship, because they might throw a bathroom in here or something. You just never know. It depends on how they want this ship to compete. Otherwise, the ship is lacking its updated pass. Like I just said multiple times, it needs it. It's dying for it. It's going to be so amazing when this ship does get it. And I just can't wait. Outside of that, you have the cockpit here with some more component areas or potentially a weapons rack right here when that comes into play. And your pilot seat, which has a fantastic view once you get into that pilot seat, which we're going to do a very small bounty really quick just to show you if this thing can fight. I mean, you should know this. Everybody knows this, but it can fight. It has somewhat of a higher dash here, but honestly, when you're looking around, it's got such a view overhead when you're flying and everything and having to watch things around you. It's fantastic. And then you do have a couple MFDs with your master alert system in front of you. So honestly, it's a fantastic looking interior. Let's go ahead and do a quick fight and I'll give you my score. Now, as you can see, this ship had no issue taking care of those smaller bounties, and I'm sure this thing can handle bigger bounties with no problem, as well as going after player targets. You just got to be very, wary of your health pool, of course, just like with any smaller ship. And otherwise, it's a pretty great ship. It is a long-standing favorite of many, and I can see why, as it hits hard, it feels great, it delivers on cargo, you can do small packages. I mean, honestly, what's not to like? You even got more than one entrance. That beats a lot of ships that are double or even triple the price. This ship for me is an 8 out of 10, just like last time. Again, you're lacking on your golden components pass, and you're also lacking on your maneuverability, your fuel. Your fuel level is a little bit low, and your golden components pass is just missing, so the interior is not as done as it should be, which is just too bad. But one day soon, we will get what we are looking for the Avenger Titan. Let me know, what do you think of this ship down in the comments below. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, the Intrepid didn't beat it. That's okay. Not every new ship needs to be a power creep ship to the older ones, right? So let me know, what do you think of this ship? Do you have one? Do you plan on getting one? Or have you picked something else? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.